morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest and Trailer Sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're right off I-25, about 30 minutes north of Denver. We are Cimarron and Logan dealers, so if you're looking for a brand new trailer, those are the two brands that we carry. If you're looking for something used, we have anything from little bumper pulls to big LQs that we take in on trade. Now right behind me I have a really cool little inventory piece. This is something that we've been doing quite a bit of lately. It's a Cimarron 4-horse gooseneck, it's a Norstar, and it's a dual tack door. So essentially you have the ability to have a swing out saddle rack and blanket bar on each side of the trailer, so that if you're going with a couple people, you know, maybe 4 horses, you're not running over the top of each other in and out one door. You can have half of your group tack up on one side and the other half on this side. So it's a really cool option. Let's go ahead and bring up that drawing of that trailer and we can kind of go over some of the dimensions here. So this trailer is standard height, standard width, which is 7'1" tall, 6'9" wide. We are 23 feet on the floor, so still really easy to pull around. This is a 5.5 foot front tack, and that's going to give us the ability to have those dual swing out saddle racks. And in the stall area, you've got 39-inch wide stalls, with the last one being a 46-inch wide stall to allow for that divider to hang back against the side of the wall without telescoping. So there's some cool things that we did on this particular one that are upgraded from standard. Now every single Cimarron that we get in is actually a custom built trailer. It's just if we've designed it, we've picked the features on it. You're more than welcome, if you've got a little bit of time to wait, to build out one of these trailers yourself, and you can have exactly what you want. And you know, a few months or quite a few months if you do living quarters down the road, you can have exactly the trailer that you're looking for. Now the great thing about the inventory trailers is if we've got them sitting here or almost done, you're going to save yourself that time. And we've set these trailers up pretty nice, so I think you'd be pretty happy with how we've composed these ones. First things first, I'd like to talk about this coupler that we've got here. This is a B&W coupler. We found that a lot of people were needing a little bit more flexibility in the adjustment on this coupler. So we actually have this lower profile style handle that allows you to have a lower hole. Now that's really helpful when we have haulers bring these trucks here on big flatbeds or more lifted pickups, because we can get it exactly riding level and you're less likely to put a lot of wear and tear on your axles and tires. Comes with a set pin as well as 2 set screws here. So it's gonna be nice and secure. You can get that completely leveled to your vehicle and then set it in there and have a lot of security in the knowledge that you've got 3 points of connection here. You've got your breakaway cable right here. It's on a little bungee here. I like these ones because they're not like the cables that get tangled up and everything. They have a lot of give and flex, so you don't have to worry about this accidentally ripping this while you're driving, but they don't get all tangled up in your chains. And then of course your safety chains. Everything's DOT compliant on these trailers. Right under here, we decided to upgrade this one to an electric over hydraulic jack. This is something that a lot of people on these little higher end inventory units were doing anyways, so we figured might as well save somebody the step. It's a little cheaper for us to put them on at the factory than it is after the fact. Now if there's a perfect trailer for you sitting here and it is missing a hydraulic jack, we can always add one. We go ahead and locate this spare a little higher here, so that gives us room to, if we ever had to do the manual override, it gives us room to operate that. Now the spare is the same as what you've got running on the ground, same wheels, same tires, so you don't have to worry about having a subpar spare if you ever had a blowout. We opted for black aluminum wheels on this one. I think it looks really good with those charcoal metallic sheets that we've got. This is a 16-inch load range E, so 10 ply. Plenty of tire underneath, and it's a Goodyear, which a lot of people really love. Right in here you have your aluminum battery box. Now we have a battery disconnect in here. So the cool thing about this is if you are not using your trailer, you can flip it to the off position and it's going to cut power to that battery, so that if you've left any lights on, you don't have to worry about there being a draw on your battery and having a dead jack when you go to hook up next. So make sure that when you are putting this into storage, you're always putting it in the off position. When you're rolling down the road, you want to put it onto the green, the on position, because your hot wire from your tow vehicle will actually charge up this battery as you drive. So it's a nice little option. I like that it's lockable, same key as what you've got on the rest of the trailer, so it's really easy to make sure this trailer is nice and locked up without having to have a million different keys. All the doors have holdbacks on them. These are two 42-inch wide doors. Now the reason we do a 42-inch wide is because a standard size door would not leave us with the room to get in and out of this trailer with these saddle racks out. Now one of the great things about these Cimarron swing out saddle racks is they give you enough room to swing those saddles out without getting hung up on the door frame, but they also give you room to get by. They're completely adjustable, so you can just take a little crescent wrench and you can loosen them top and bottom, slide these wherever you want. You can take them completely off if you wanted to have more storage underneath, and you can set them exactly where you want. So it gives you a lot of customization just in this swing out saddle rack here. Swing out blanket bowls on the door. We've got these 4 tiers. They're on a gas shock, so you can load your blankets on there and then swing it back in, and it'll hold nice and tight against the door. And then we opted for a brush box on each door. You can also do a tack door organizer, but we found that people really like these brush boxes. Fold-up step is a must-have on these trailers. It's something that we add to all of our inventory units. Just makes it so much easier to get in and out, especially if you're, carrying a lot of stuff in this trailer. You're not having to balance on a tiny little running board to get in and out. I mentioned that this was a 5.5 foot short wall, so you've got plenty of room for additional storage here. We've got a partial boot box here on this wall. It's 12 inches wide. It's flip up, carpeted, blends really nicely in here. I like these boot boxes because they give you somewhere to sit, but they also have the ability to use as a step to get up into the nose, so you can have a ton more storage up there. You've got windows on either side that you can open up and get some nice airflow going through. As you work your way back, we've got bracing in case you ever decide to add an AC unit. The bracing is already there. It's going to just save you a step. You can also add just a camper vent, a max air fan. It all fits the same bracing. We've got a clothes rod with shelf here. This shelf has a nice big lip on it, and this clothes rod can take quite a bit of weight. So it's not something that is chintzy and you have to worry about. You can really load this up with lots of show shirts and clothes, and it's going to support it. We always like to taper these shelves here, put a nice little radius on them, because especially taller people, they'll come in here, and if you're blinded by the light, you can clean out your noggin pretty easily on that. So having a nice rounded corner is a great option. On the floor here, we've got the rubber mats. Carpet is standard, but we find that almost nobody wants carpet anymore on the floors. So we option them either for the gray rubber tread flooring or these black rubber mats. And then in that corner there, we've got a nice big 25-gallon water tank with stand. Comes with its own little hose underneath there. That is a nice option, even if you don't usually bring water. If you ever go somewhere where you're not going to have it, or you don't want to have to run back and forth to go get it, this is a great option. You can just fill that up with water from home. Your horses will be nice and happy. And it barely takes up any space in that back corner. Right here on the partition wall, we've got it optioned with 2 rows of bridle hooks. So you've got 24 bridle hooks on this particular one. They're actually aluminum bridle hooks, so they look like plastic, but they're nice and heavy duty. They can take a lot of weight on them, and that's, this is a trailer that's set up for somebody that's got maybe horses that are multidisciplined. They want to make sure that they're bringing all their tack with them, so it gives you plenty of room to do that. We have these nice big OptiBrite lights here. We've got 1 per side here, and this will be like daylight if it's dark out. This will throw off tons of light even outside of your trailer. These OptiBrite lights put out an incredible amount of light. They're low power draw. They last a long time. So we really like that these Cimarrons have gone all LED. And you've got a light switch at each door. So this one also swings out. I'll show you that on the other side there. Kind of copycat on each side, so there's really no bad side to tack up on this trailer here. For the exterior, we've got 4 tie rings per side. Now these tie rings are designed to break if a horse sets back on them enough, and that is to protect your trailer there, protect your horses. We've got drop-down windows on the hip side. Now that is a nice little upgrade on this one. We found that a lot of people that are hauling in some of the warmer states like Texas and Florida, Arizona, they will not buy a trailer without one of these big drop-down windows on it. So we try and keep some of these with drops on the hip here, get so much more airflow. Now you get pretty big bus windows on the Cimarrons on the hip side when you just go with what's standard, but you do get more airflow if you go with a big drop. And you still have the bus windows if you just want to slide them over. So something that's really nice little option. Extruded aluminum sides here, adds a lot of structural strength to the side of your trailer. These are actually triple hollow slots here. So anytime you add a radius to something, you give it more structure, which increases the structure of the side walls. You've got bolt-on fenders, so it's really easy. If you ever have a blowout, they can just send you the replacements. It's low labor to put it back on, which means it'll cost you less money if you ever have any issues with that. The wheels and tires themselves come with their own warranty. So Cimarron has an 8-year structural, 3-year hitch to bumper warranty, and then they get their wheels and tires from a company called Lion's Head, who offers a 1-year no questions asked, 2 years of roadside assistance, and 5-year against any manufacturer defects on their tires and wheels. So really great warranties from the ground up on these Cimarrons. And then as far as what we're running on for axles here, we're running on 2 7,000-pound rubber torsion axles. So you can load this thing up with horses and tack and you'll be well within your capabilities. Once again, holdbacks on each door here. Since we're a standard width, we've got the ability to do a 60-40 split on these doors. The nice thing about that is if you've got really well-broke horses, you can just keep this one door open, keep this one closed, load everybody in, and you're on the road. If you have horses that are a little more nervous, need a little bit more of an open environment to get in and out, you can swing both of these doors open. Gives you a nice clear shot, kind of an alleyway here. We do a nice big window on the rear hip side door. I love that option. On my Cimarron, I have a big drop down on my hip, on the hip side rear door, and it lets a ton of air flow in over their backs, keeps them nice and cool. I never pull my horse off hot on a Cimarron. He's always very, very comfortable, and he's a horse that doesn't do well in the heat. Now, one of the things that I love about Cimarrons, and it is standard on every single Cimarron that you see out there, is this insulated roof. On a 100+ degree day, I can put my hand on this roof here and I'll be able to keep it there all day long. It doesn't scorch me. If you try and do that on an aluminum sheeted roof, it is incredible at how hot those roofs get. This insulated roof is such a great barrier for that sun beating down on these trailers. Keeps the horses cooler in the summer and a little bit warmer in the winter, so it's a really great option, and that is standard on every single Cimarron. It's incredibly dent resistant. We have hailstorms roll through here all the time. I had a ton of damage done on my house last year from a hailstorm, and my Cimarron was sitting outside, not under cover, and there was nothing wrong with it. So that is a big testament to these roofs that Cimarron uses. You'll notice the roof bows are farther apart than on most standard trailers, and that's because you don't have to walk on the roof bows on a Cimarron to service your roof. You can just walk anywhere you want on this roof. There's 3 grown men that put these roofs on. They walk up and down this. You can jump on it. Incredibly strong. The sidewalls in the horse area on a Norstar trailer are always standard lined and insulated, so that's also going to keep your horses cooler. We already talked about the big drop down windows on the hip side on this one. You've got big drops on the head as well. We've got roof vents over each stall area here. So the amount of airflow that you can get on these trailers are crazy. I mean, second to none in my opinion on keeping horses comfortable and cool. Now, anytime we have a 3-horse and up, standard escape door and stud divider on the first stall. Cimarronas, they try and do it so that you can do just about everything on a Cimarron one-handed, because usually you're leading a horse in the other hand, so you want to be able to have as much flexibility as possible. So all of their dividers are spring-loaded, very easy to operate with one hand here. You don't have to fight a horse and try and jiggle a pin into place. We decided to pad the dividers. A lot of people were getting these trailers off our inventory and they were adding divider pads anyways. So even though you have nice smooth dividers here that you can run your hands all over, they'll still leave gray marks on your lighter colored horses. So it's a little more comfortable for them to lean against, but also it'll protect them from getting all those gray marks. Partial solid dividers for the others here. I mentioned earlier we've got 39-inch wide stalls, but this last one's a little bit bigger, and that is to accommodate this last divider so that we didn't have to do a telescoping. Anytime we can avoid adding moving parts on a trailer, it's always going to increase the longevity of the product. So having a solid divider here, a 46-inch wide stall, it's going to make it a little easier for that horse to get in, swing their butt around, and get comfortable, but also it's going to help increase your longevity of your trailer. Now this is a step down here, but we can always option it with a rear ramp. We have some sitting here with a rear ramp, but we can always add one on after the fact. So don't let that stop you if this trailer is perfect, but it just needs a rear ramp. We can add one. We do on the centers on this floor, it's 4-inch centers with a V-truss every other. Everything's interlocking, tongue and groove, top and bottom. So it's an incredibly strong floor. I'd say the strongest aluminum floor on the market. We do recommend that if you have rubber mats, you pull them at least twice a season, if not more. Hose it out, let it dry. We put baking soda on our floors to help neutralize any urine that gets down there, and then put your mats back over the top. That's going to help protect your aluminum floor from any pitting and corrosion. You can tell if somebody hasn't taken care of an aluminum floor, and if they have, the life expectancy on them is amazing, but if you don't take care of them, you will get those pits and holes. We work our way around to this side here. I wanted to point out the 16-inch awning light. We have one on the other side, and then we've got an 8-inch on the rear. This is so if you're tacking up at night, gives you a nice clear area to see here. It's lighted up really well, just like those interior lights on the inside. Huge drop-down windows with jail bars on the head side. That way, if you ever run with these down, they set into this nice big pop socket here. You can see it takes a little bit of pressure to get them on and off, but it means they're nice and secure. They're not going to be flapping against the side of your trailer as you drive down the road. If you want to throw hay, check on horses, you just get to this point right here, and there's a little cutout in this trough here. You can slide that out. Cimarron does what's similar to a lot of other trailer companies where they do a quiet ride. They'll buffer anywhere they've got metal on metal contact with something plastic here. So this high-grade plastic is going to help prevent a lot of that rattle and noise that you hear. It also wears a lot slower, so metal on metal wears pretty fast. If you can do some sort of plastic buffer, you're going to increase the longevity of your products. I love that this is all one piece. I think that they did it right when they designed the drop-down jail bars on these Cimarron trailers. Less moving parts, the better. You've got an escape door right here. You've got a paddle latch as well as just a regular door latch here. So anytime you have horses with access to the exterior, you're going to have a butterfly latch. That is just a great safety feature that Cimarron provides. Something else that's really cool on these Cimarrons, and I need to do on mine soon, is these grease zert hinges. So everywhere they've got them on their drop downs, their door frames, you've got these grease zert hinges. Get yourself a grease gun, do them a couple times a year, and your doors are going to be nice and smooth for years and years and years to come. If we can force grease in here and keep these well lubricated, they're going to last a lot longer. So Cimarron has done a lot of things to help increase the value of your trailers. That's why their resale value is so high. You are usually money ahead when you buy a Cimarron, because if you go to sell it down the road, you're going to be a lot better off than buying a different brand. That's because you can maintain it and take care of it, and you can still have a really good product for somebody else to take home 20 years from now. So I've pulled 2 Cimarrons. I've got one sitting in my house. As long as they keep building them the way they're building them, I'm never going to pull anything else. I love my Cimarron trailers. Got this other swing out here, blanket bars on the door, and another brush box. So really great option for somebody that's traveling with multiple people, multiple horses. Just gives you a lot of flexibility in how you tack up. Cimarron went high tech this year for their 2024 models. They have a QR code for their user manual, so you no longer have to worry about losing your user manual. It's all online. If you guys have any questions on this particular trailer, I would be more than happy to answer them for you. The stock number on this one is 5N240087. It is a 2024 Cimarron Norstar 4-horse gooseneck. If you guys have any questions on this particular trailer or any others that we have here on our lot, we've got a great selection of inventory, a bunch of trailers coming in on order, and then you can always customize to suit your needs. You can reach out to me. My name's Callie Say. My phone number is 970-309-6368. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. I hope everybody has a great day.